Welcome back to the channel. So I just put a trade on just a few minutes ago on wheat, which is a commodity. Here's my Interactive Brokers account. The ticker is pretty much ZW for wheat, September expiration. I just have two contracts on. The trade actually is already working for us right off the bat, but I want to explain the premise of this particular trade because it's going to be similar to the cotton trade that I made in the previous video. If you guys haven't watched that, you can. It's based on a system created by a market wizard called Jason Shapiro. If you read any of the Jack Schwager books, he appeared in not the latest one that just came out, but the one that came out a few years ago. And he kind of built this platform here, essentially aggregates the data from the Commitment of Trades report, which is a report released by the government. And what we try to do, what he tries to do, is look for markets that are crowded, and then we look for news failures. So again, watch that cotton video to get a better clue as to what I'm talking about. But in this video, here is wheat. And so what are we seeing here? Again, the red bars represent the commercials, the blue bars represent the large speculators, and then we have the small speculators. Well, what we can see is that, if we zoom in a little closer here, over the last few months, we've had commercials now start to get longer in wheat. And we also see that large speculators have begun to get shorter in wheat. The same data, I mean, he has created a little plugin for us on TradingView, make it a little easier for us to look at here. The data is also indexed. The data is also indexed, and from the looks of it, there's probably a relatively short look back period, maybe a 3-month look back period for wheat. And we can see that on a 3-month look back period for wheat, the commercials, this red bar here, is basically as high as they've been, which makes sense. We could verify that over here. This is the actual absolute numbers. Large speculators, the blue bar, they've been as short as they've been. Again, this makes sense, and this is why I think it's a 3-month look back period, because obviously they were more short back here, right? And commercials were more long back here. So this has to be a 3-month look back period. Now, the only thing that doesn't make this trade absolutely perfect is the fact that small speculators are not quite at that zero mark yet, right? So it shows us that percentile wise, they've been more short. Small speculators, and we could pretty much toggle this and see probably like right here in these little areas right here, they were simply more short. Now let's toggle this back together. That's okay because they're still close to being perfectly short. Now, so we know that the market is crowded. We can tell that it's crowded. Over the last 3 months, this is the most short large speculators have been with wheat. So, okay, we understand that there is a crowded market here. What do we do with this information? Well, we wait for a news failure, and there might have been a news failure yesterday. Some of you might be aware that yesterday we had the whole peace treaty come out between Iran and the US, and we saw oil kind of take a massive dump here. Now, obviously, oil is an input cost when it comes to a lot of commodities, all the commodities. If the price of oil goes down, you would expect commodities also to go down in price, which is what we did initially, right? We could see here on the chart. Let me just toggle this away. We can see that it opened up lower and then traded all the way down yesterday. Traded all the way down and then began to rally back up, have a reversal day. And even right now as we speak, it continues to push up, right? So we could see here pretty much, made new lows off the back of that news, finished green, and now is having a continuation day, kind of breaking out of this range here. So we have two elements here that we need. One is the fact that it's a crowded market as confirmed by the COT report. And then second of all, we have a news failure that we can trade off from. So where would your stop be on this trade? Well, as Jason teaches us, the stop would pretty much be if we close below the wick there, right? If we close below that wick, it invalidates the trade. for us, right? So that's where your stop would be. So if you were to get into this trade right now, you would size whatever you're risking per trade. Let's say it's 1% of your account per trade. Well, you would size yourself up to the point where 5% stop on your position would be, in this case, 1% or less. It depends, right? So Jason uses 40 basis points as his risk per trade. So that's like, 0.4%. Some people might be more aggressive. Some people are even more conservative. That's up to you. But we do have a setup here, and that's why I put the trade on just, a few minutes before I put this video on. Just to show you guys the trade. I mean, still, it's very early, obviously, in the trade. And then keep in mind, too, that the way that these trades from the crowded market report work, normally the win-loss rate, it skews more losses than winners. But when you win big. You might end up winning 3-4 times your typical risk on the table. So it makes up for that. You make up for the fact that your winners are way larger than your losers. So you kind of have to stick to the process here. If you're interested in actually joining the Crowded Market Report, the whole platform, you can do so. I'll leave a link, probably pinned comment below, and I'll actually, if you use my coupon code, I think it gives you a lifetime discount, like 15% off lifetime for your membership. You can actually get access to these charts, for example, for like $50 a month for it. Otherwise, you just only get the numbers from the government. I mean, you could always get that yourself and kind of build out the system if you want to. But if you want something that's already been built out for you, I think, Jason charges like $50 a month, to have this platform for yourself. And then there is a bit more of a charge if you want to be part of like the Discord and receive daily reports and so forth. But so we're in this trade right now. I'll keep you guys updated. Either I'll make a video in the future updating you guys on this trade, or I will update the comments at some point or another if we get stopped out or profits are taken. Profits are taken once pretty much if small speculators kind of shoot pat into 50 again, or if large speculators go back to about the 50 range, that is when the trade is exited. So, and again, there's a delay, right? So typically reports are released on Friday and they cover data up to Tuesday. So if you think about it, right, today is Tuesday. Okay, so let's say tomorrow is Wednesday. So pretty much all the trading that would occur from Wednesday to next Tuesday would only be reported next Friday. Think about it like that. So there is a delay here, which, sometimes can help you, sometimes it can harm you. But that's it. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. Other than that, good luck out there.